Most people are looking for easy, but easy doesn't build an extraordinary life. What builds an extraordinary life is doing the things that most people aren't willing to do. Let me ask you a question. If you had a choice between easy now, difficult later, or difficult now, easy later, which would you choose? Most people, unfortunately, choose easy now, difficult later. They take the path of least resistance, the path of least effort. And where does that lead? To lives of quiet desperation filled with if only and what might have been. But not you. You're here today because something inside you knows there's more. You're ready to choose difficult now, easy later. You're ready to do what others won't so you can live like others can't. So let's talk about these 7 habits that will transform your life if you practice them consistently. Habit 1, take full responsibility for your life. The first habit is fundamental. Take full responsibility for your life, not partial responsibility. Not most of the responsibility, full responsibility. You see, there are 2 types of people in this world. There are the it's my fault people and it's their fault people. The it's their fault people are always looking for someone to blame. I would have been successful if my parents had given me more opportunities. I would be doing better if the economy wasn't so bad. I'd be in better shape if I didn't have these genes. But the it's my fault people, they're the ones who change the world. Because when you take responsibility, you take control. If it's your fault, you can fix it. If it's their fault, well, you're just stuck waiting for them to change, aren't you? Now, I'm not saying that external circumstances don't affect us. Of course they do. We all face challenges. We all have setbacks. The difference is in how we respond. I remember talking with a successful businessman who grew up in terrible poverty. I asked him, how did you manage to overcome such difficult circumstances? And he said something I'll never forget. He said, I never blamed my circumstances for my failures, and I never credited my circumstances for my successes. Isn't that powerful? He took full responsibility both for his failures and his successes. And that's what I'm asking you to do. Start saying these words, I am responsible. Say it for your finances, I am responsible. Say it for your health, I am responsible. Say it for your relationships, I am responsible. Say it for your happiness, I am responsible. When you start taking responsibility, amazing things happen. You stop being a victim and start being a creator. You stop waiting for circumstances to change and start changing your circumstances. You move from the passenger seat of your life to the driver's seat. So that's habit number 1. Take full responsibility for your life. No excuses, no blame. Just ownership, full ownership. Habit 2, commit to lifelong learning. The second habit of highly successful people is a commitment to lifelong learning. Success belongs to the learners. Now, here's an interesting question. Why are so many people done with their education once they finish school? Isn't that remarkable? They've got their diploma or their degree and they're finished learning. But successful people are never finished learning. I've often said formal education will make you a living, self-education will make you a fortune. The most successful people I've ever met are readers, thinkers, and learners. They're constantly seeking new knowledge, new skills, new insights. Let me ask you, how many books have you read in the last 90 days? The average American reads less than 1 book per year after they leave school. 1 book. Is it any wonder the average American struggles financially, emotionally, and relationally? But successful people, they're different. They understand that leaders are readers. They know that to earn more, they must learn more. They treat their minds like their most valuable asset, because it is. Here's what I recommend. Develop a reading program. Set aside time every day. It could be 30 minutes. It could be an hour dedicated to reading, learning, growing. Make a list of the books you want to read this year. Books on your profession, books on personal development, books on finances, books on relationships, books on health. And it's not just books. Attend seminars, listen to educational audio programs while you're driving or exercising. Find mentors, join mastermind groups. The possibilities for learning are endless in our information age. Remember this, your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development. So commit to lifelong learning, commit to continuous improvement, commit to getting better every single day. I've got a phrase one wants you to remember: work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Most people have it backwards. They work hard on their job but neglect their own personal development. But if you work harder on yourself, your job will pay you more because you'll bring more value to the marketplace. So that's habit number 2, commit to lifelong learning. Make it a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Habit 3, set clear, compelling goals. The third habit that will make you successful is setting clear, compelling goals. Goals are the compass that guide you toward your desired destination. You know, I've asked thousands of people over the years, what are your goals? And I'm amazed at how many people can't give me a clear answer. They might say something vague like, I want to be happy or I want to be successful. But those aren't goals, those are wishes. A real goal is specific. A real goal has a deadline. A real goal is written down. A real goal is measurable. If you can't measure it, you can't manage it. Let me share with you my process for goal setting because it's transformed my life and the lives of countless others I've taught it to. First, decide what you want. Be specific. Don't say, I want more money. Say, I want to earn $100,000 this year. Don't say, I want to lose weight. Say, I want to weigh 180 pounds by June 30th. Clarity is power. Second, write it down. There's something magical about putting your goals on paper. It moves them from the realm of fantasy to the realm of possibility. Unwritten goals are just wishes. Third, set a deadline. Open-ended goals rarely get accomplished. When you set a deadline, your subconscious mind begins working on ways to achieve the goal. Fourth, make a list of everything you need to do to achieve your goal. What skills will you need to develop? What knowledge will you need to acquire? What habits will you need to change? Who can help you? Make your list as comprehensive as possible. Fifth, organize your list into a plan. Decide what you're going to do first, second, third, and so on. Sixth, take immediate action on your plan. Don't wait until conditions are perfect. They never will be. Start now with what you have where you are. Seventh, do something every day that moves you toward your goal. Every single day. This consistency is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. Let me tell you something powerful. Goals that inspire you will require you to grow. They'll require you to become more than you are right now. And that's the real purpose of goals, not just to get the thing, but to become the person capable of getting the thing. So set big goals. Goals that scare you a little, goals that make you stretch, goals that force you to develop new skills, new attitudes, new capabilities. I like what Mark Twain said, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines. Sail away from the safe harbor. Catch the trade winds in your sails. Explore, dream, discover. That's habit number 3. Set clear, compelling goals. They're the fuel that powers achievement. Habit 4. Master your time. The fourth habit is mastering your time. Time is the great equalizer. We all have the same amount. The difference between the successful and the unsuccessful isn't that successful people have more time. It's that they use their time more effectively. You must learn to distinguish between the urgent and the important. Urgent things demand immediate attention, the ringing phone, the incoming email, the crying child. Important things contribute to your long-term mission, values and goals, your health, your relationships, your personal development. The problem is most people spend their days responding to urgent matters, leaving little or no time for the important ones. They're constantly putting out fires rather than preventing them in the first place. Successful people flip this equation. They focus on the important, not just the urgent. They're proactive, not just reactive. Here's what I recommend. Plan your days in advance. Every evening, take a few minutes to plan the following day. Identify the 3 to 5 most important tasks that will move you closer to your goals and schedule time for them first thing in the morning before the demands of the day begin to hijack your attention. Protect your prime time, those hours when you're at your mental and physical best. Use this time for your most challenging and important work. Don't waste it on trivial activities. Learn to say no. Every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Make sure you're saying yes to the right things, things that align with your values and goals. Eliminate time wasters. The average American watches over 4 hours of television per day. That's 1,460 hours per year, enough time to earn a master's degree. I'm not saying you can't ever watch TV or browse social media, but be intentional about it. Don't let these activities consume hours of your precious time without conscious choice. Batch similar tasks together. Switching between different types of tasks, from email to phone calls to creative work, costs mental energy. By grouping similar activities, you maintain focus and increase efficiency. Remember this, you can't manage time, you can only manage yourself. Time keeps ticking regardless of what you do. The key is to manage your choices, your actions, your focus. I like to ask this question, is what I'm doing right now the highest and best use of my time? If the answer is no, shift to something that is. Your time is your life in miniature. How you spend your hours is how you spend your days. How you spend your days is how you spend your years. And how you spend your years is how you spend your life. So guard your time fiercely. Treat it as your most precious resource, because it is. That's habit number 4. Master your time. It's not about cramming more activities into your day. It's about getting more value from the time you have. Habit 5, surround yourself with the right people. The 5th habit that will make you successful is surrounding yourself with the right people. Your environment is stronger than your willpower. There's an old saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about that. The people around you influence how you think, how you act, and ultimately what you become. So ask yourself, who are your 5? Are they lifting you up or pulling you down? Are they encouraging your dreams or dismissing them? And are they stretching you to grow or keeping you comfortable? Successful people are intentional about their associations. They seek out relationships with those who have the qualities, skills, and achievements they aspire to. They find mentors, join mastermind groups, attend conferences, and participate in communities where excellence is the standard. At the same time, they limit their exposure to negative, small-minded people, the doubters, the criticizers, the energy vampires. That doesn't mean being unkind, it just means being strategic about who gets your time and attention. I remember when I was just starting out, struggling to make ends meet. I met a successful businessman who took an interest in me. He invited me to join a group of entrepreneurs who met monthly to share ideas and support each other's growth. Those meetings changed my life. Being in the presence of ambitious, positive, forward-thinking people expanded my vision of what was possible for me. There's something magical that happens when you connect with people who are playing the game of life at a higher level than you are. Their standards become your standards. Their thinking becomes your thinking. Their habits become your habits. So be intentional about building your circle. Seek out mentors, people who have already achieved what you want to achieve. Find peers, people who are on the same journey, with whom you can share ideas and encouragement. And be a mentor yourself. Teaching others helps you master what you know. Remember, you can't soar with the eagles if you're scratching with the turkeys. Choose your flock wisely. That's habit number 5. Surround yourself with the right people. Your environment shapes you, so shape your environment. Habit 6, practice discipline and consistency. The 6th habit is practicing discipline and consistency. This is where most people fall short. They know what to do, but they don't do what they know, at least not consistently. Success is not about doing extraordinary things. It's about doing ordinary things extraordinarily well, consistently over time. It's about showing up day after day, especially when you don't feel like it. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't want to do it. It's going to the gym when you'd rather stay in bed. It's making that sales call when you'd rather check social media, saving money when you'd rather spend it. It's working on your business plan when you'd rather watch TV. Here's what I want you to understand. Motivation is fickle. It comes and goes. You can't depend on feeling motivated. But you can depend on discipline. Discipline is reliable. Discipline shows up every day. And here's the beautiful thing about discipline. It eventually becomes habit. What begins as hard becomes easy with repetition. The pain of discipline weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. Let me share a powerful strategy for building discipline, the concept of non-negotiables. These are the actions you commit to taking every single day, no matter what. They're not subject to how you feel or what comes up. They're simply non-negotiable. Maybe it's reading for 30 minutes. Maybe it's exercising for 45 minutes. Maybe it's making 5 sales calls. Maybe it's writing 500 words for your book. Whatever these activities are, they should be directly linked to your most important goals. By establishing non-negotiables, you remove the need for daily decision-making. You don't wake up and think, should I work out today? It's already decided you work out every day because it's a non-negotiable. This kind of consistency compounds over time. Small actions repeated daily lead to massive results. Consider this. If you improve just 1% each day, after a year you'll be 37 times better. That's the power of consistent, incremental improvement. But most people overestimate what they can achieve in a day and underestimate what they can achieve in a year. They want instant results, and when they don't see them, they give up. They lack the patience to allow their consistent efforts to compound. And you'll be like most people. Embrace the long game. Trust the process. Understand that the magic happens not in a single heroic effort, but in the accumulated effect of small, consistent actions taken day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Discipline and consistency, that's habit number 6. It's not glamorous, but it's what separates the successful from the merely talented. Habit 7, give more than you take. The 7th and final habit that will make you successful is giving more than you take. This is the habit that transforms success from a personal achievement into a meaningful legacy. The most successful people I've ever met, truly successful in all areas of life, are givers, not takers. They understand a fundamental truth. The secret to living is giving. Now, I'm not just talking about charitable donations, though that's certainly part of it. I'm talking about a mindset, an approach to life and business. I'm talking about seeing yourself as a contributor, not just a consumer. In business, it means focusing first on the value you provide, not on what you can get. It means over-delivering on your promises. It means genuinely caring about solving problems for others. In relationships, it means being generous with your time, your attention, your understanding, your forgiveness. It means listening more than you speak. It means looking for ways to help others succeed. In your community, it means volunteering, mentoring, sharing your knowledge and resources to lift others up. Why is giving so powerful? For one, it shifts your focus outward, away from your own problems and limitations. When you're busy serving others, you have less time to dwell on your own challenges or shortcomings. Second, giving creates a vacuum that must be filled. It's one of the laws of the universe. Nature abhors a vacuum. When you give, you create space for more to come into your life, more opportunities, more resources, more relationships. Third, giving connects you to something larger than yourself. It gives your success meaning and purpose beyond personal gain. I'm reminded of a story about a successful businessman who was known for his philanthropy. Someone once asked him, "Why do you give so much away?" His answer was profound. He said, "I'm not giving it away. I'm sending it ahead." What a perspective. He understood that true wealth isn't measured by what you accumulate, but by what you contribute. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not suggesting you give away all your possessions or work for free. Not at all. What I am suggesting is that you approach life with a giving mindset rather than a taking mindset. Ask not just what can I get, but what can I give? This habit of giving more than you take completes the circle of the previous 6 habits. You take responsibility, you learn and grow, you set goals, you manage your time, you build the right relationships, you practice discipline and consistency, and then use all of that to make a positive difference in the world. That's what it means to be truly successful. Putting IT all together. So there you have them, the 7 habits that will make you successful. Take full responsibility for your life. Commit to lifelong learning. Set clear, compelling goals. Master your time. Surround yourself with the right people. Practice discipline and consistency. Give more than you take. Now let's talk about implementation. Because knowing is not doing. Understanding these habits isn't enough. You must apply them consistently in your daily life. I recommend starting with just one habit. Choose the one that resonates most with you, the one where you feel you have the greatest need for improvement. Focus on integrating that habit into your life for the next 30 days. Once it begins to feel natural, add another. Build gradually, but build consistently. And remember, perfection is not the goal. Progress is. You'll have good days and bad days. You'll take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. That's okay. What matters is the overall trajectory of your life. I want to leave you with a thought that has guided me throughout my own journey. Success is not a destination, but a process. It's not something you achieve once and for all. It's something you create and recreate every day through your choices, your actions, your habits. The habits I've shared with you today are not quick fixes or magic bullets. They're foundational principles that, when applied consistently over time, create the conditions for lasting success. So I challenge you, don't just nod in agreement. Don't just take notes. Take action. Start today. Start now, because a year from now, you'll wish you had started today. You have greatness within you. These 7 habits will help you bring it out. They'll help you become the person you were meant to be and create the life you were meant to live. Thank you for your time and attention. Now go make your life extraordinary. The power of decisive action. Let's talk a bit more about what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who merely dream. It's not intelligence, though that helps. It's not connections, though those are valuable. It's not even luck, though we all need some of that. The great separator is decisive action. Most people live in the land of someday. Someday I'll start that business. Someday I'll write that book. Someday I'll get in shape. Someday I'll repair that relationship. But here's the truth. Someday is not a day of the week. It's not on any calendar. Someday never comes. Successful people don't wait for someday. They start today. They understand that the perfect time is a myth. There will always be challenges, always be obstacles, always be reasons to wait. I remember talking to a young man who wanted to start his own business. He had a good idea. He'd done his research, but he was waiting for the right time. He was waiting until he had more money saved up, until the economy improved, until his kids were a little older. I told him what I'll tell you, there is no right time. There is only now. The truth is, most significant achievements in life begin before you're ready. If you wait until you're ready, until all conditions are perfect, you'll be waiting forever. So what does decisive action look like in practice? First, it means making decisions quickly, not rashly, but quickly. Gather the information you need, then decide. Don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. Second, it means committing fully to your decisions. Once you decide, burn the boats. Eliminate plan B. When you're fully committed, you'll find a way to make plan work. Third, it means taking the first step immediately. Don't wait for inspiration or motivation. Action often precedes motivation, not the other way around. Fourth, it means keeping your word to yourself. If you say you're going to do something, do it even when no one is watching, especially when no one is watching. Fifth, it means persisting through obstacles. When you hit a wall, and you will hit walls, go over it, under it, around it, or through it. But never turn back. I want you to think about something you've been putting off, something important that you know you should be doing. Maybe it's having that difficult conversation. Maybe it's starting that exercise program. Maybe it's launching that business. Whatever it is, decide right now that you're going to take action on it within the next 24 hours. Not next week, not tomorrow, today. Because here's the truth. The distance between your dreams and reality is called action. And no one else can cover that distance for you. So take decisive action. Start before you're ready. Begin before conditions are perfect. Act in spite of fear. That's what successful people do. The compounding effect of good habits. I want to talk to you about something that's not well understood by most people, the compounding effect of habits. We all understand compound interest in financial terms. You invest a sum of money and it earns interest. Then you earn interest on the original sum plus the previously earned interest. Over time, this creates exponential growth. What many don't realize is that habits work the same way. Every habit you perform or don't perform is an investment in your future self. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a choice. You can read a good book for 30 minutes, or you can watch TV for 30 minutes. One time it doesn't make much difference. But what about over a year? Over 5 years? Over a lifetime? If you read for 30 minutes every day for a year, that's 182.5 hours of reading. That's enough time to read about 15 to 20 books. In 5 years, that's 75 to 100 books. Think about how those books would shape your thinking, your knowledge, your opportunities. Meanwhile, the person who chose TV as well, they've watched a lot of TV. This is the compounding effect of habits. Small choices repeated over time create vast differences in results. And here's the interesting thing, for a long time the differences aren't noticeable. If you compare someone who reads 30 minutes a day with someone who watches TV 30 minutes a day, after just 1 week, you won't see much difference. Maybe after a month, still not much difference. But after a year, 5 years, 10 years, the gap becomes enormous. This is why patience and consistency are so important. You have to trust the process. You have to believe in the compound effect. Think about health habits. One healthy meal won't make you fit. One workout won't give you a great physique. But healthy eating and regular exercise, so sustained over time, will completely transform your body and health. Think about relationship habits. One thoughtful gesture won't create a great marriage. But daily acts of kindness, appreciation, and communication sustained over time will create a relationship that's deeply fulfilling. Think about financial habits. Saving a small amount once won't make you wealthy. But consistent saving and investing sustained over time will create financial freedom. The challenge is that we live in an instant gratification culture. We want results now. We want the prize without the process, the harvest without the planting, the victory without the battle. But that's not how real lasting success works. Real success is built day by day, choice by choice, habit by habit. So I encourage you to play the long game. Don't evaluate your habits based on immediate results. Evaluate them based on whether they're putting you on the right trajectory. Ask yourself, is this habit taking me where I want to go? Is it making me the person I want to become? If the answer is yes, stick with it even when you don't see immediate results. Trust the compound effect. Remember, small hinges swing big doors. Your daily habits may seem insignificant in the moment, but they are determining your destiny. Choose wisely. The courage to be different. One of the most important qualities of successful people is the courage to be different, the willingness to think differently, act differently, and live differently from the majority. Most people are living lives of quiet conformity. They're following the crowd. They're doing what everyone else is doing, thinking what everyone else is thinking, becoming what everyone else is becoming. But here's the truth. If you want to achieve what the majority don't achieve, you must be willing to do what the majority won't do. If the majority of people are in debt, and you want to be financially free, you must be willing to handle money differently than the majority. If the majority of people are out of shape, and you want to be fit and healthy, you must be willing to eat and exercise differently than the majority. If the majority of people are drifting through life without clear direction, and you want to live with purpose and passion, you must be willing to plan and prioritize differently than the majority. This takes courage. It takes courage to go against the grain. It takes courage to resist peer pressure. It takes courage to stand alone if necessary. But the rewards of this courage are immense. When you have the courage to be different, to think for yourself, to chart your own course, to live by your own values rather than someone else's value, you open yourself to possibilities that the conformist never experiences. I remember when I started my own business, everyone told me I was crazy to leave a secure job. Play it safe. They said, don't rock the boat. But I knew that the security they spoke of was an illusion. The only real security is the security you create for yourself through your own abilities, your own adaptability, your own resourcefulness. So I took the leap. I was different. And yes, it was scary. Yes, there were times when I wondered if all those naysayers were right. But ultimately, that courage to be different led me to opportunities and experiences that I never would have had if I'd played it safe. The same is true for you. Your willingness to be different, to think independently, to question conventional wisdom, to swim against the tide when necessary will set you apart and open doors that remain closed to the conformist. So I challenge you, have the courage to be different. Don't just follow the crowd. Think for yourself. Live by your own values. Chart your own course. It won't always be easy. You may face criticism. You may face misunderstanding. You may face doubt both from others and from yourself. But in the end, it's better to be criticized for being different than to be ignored for being the same as everyone else. It's better to fail at being yourself than to succeed at being someone else. Have the courage to be different. It's one of the most powerful decisions you'll ever make. The power of your philosophy. I want to talk with you about something that underpins all 7 habits we've discussed, your philosophy. Your philosophy is the set of beliefs and values that guide your decisions and actions. It's how you see the world, how you interpret events, how you assign meaning to experiences. And here's what's fascinating. 2 people can face the same circumstances, the same challenges, the same opportunities, the same resources, and have completely different outcomes based solely on their philosophy. One person says, this is difficult, I can't do it. Another says, this is difficult, but I'll figure it out. Same circumstance, different philosophy, different outcome. One person says, I'm too old to start over. Another says, I'm never too old to reinvent myself. Same circumstance, different philosophy, different outcome. One person says, the economy is terrible, there are opportunities. Another says, in every adversity lies the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. Same circumstance, different philosophy, different outcome. Your philosophy creates your attitude creates your actions create your results create your life. So if you want to change your life, start by examining your philosophy. What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about success? What do you believe about challenges and setbacks? What do you believe about your potential? These beliefs aren't just abstract ideas, they're the filters through which you experience reality. They either limit you or liberate you. They either hold you back or propel you forward. I encourage you to deliberately design your philosophy rather than unconsciously adopting one. Read widely. Study the philosophies of successful, fulfilled people. Question your own assumptions. Challenge your limiting beliefs. Develop a philosophy that serves you rather than sabotages you. A philosophy that expands possibilities rather than contracts them. A philosophy that empowers rather than victimizes. Here are a few philosophical principles that have served me well. Life is not happening to me, it's responding to me. Success is not something I pursue, it's something I attract by the person I become. The key to life is not what happens to me, but what I do about what happens to me. Every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. My income can grow only to the extent that I do. These principles have shaped my decisions, my actions, and ultimately my results. They've helped me interpret events in ways that empower rather than diminish me. What philosophical principles guide your life? Are they consciously chosen, or have you unconsciously absorbed them from others? Do they serve you or do they limit you? Take some time to reflect on these questions, because the philosophy you hold, whether consciously or unconsciously, is shaping your destiny. Choose wisely. Final thoughts, the ongoing journey. As we conclude our time together, I want to leave you with some final thoughts about the journey you're on. Success is not a destination you reach once and then stop. It's an ongoing journey of growth, achievement, and contribution. It's a process of becoming more skilled, more knowledgeable, more disciplined, more giving. And like any journey, there will be ups and downs. There will be times of rapid progress and times of plateau. There will be victories to celebrate and setbacks to overcome. The key is to embrace the entire journey, not just the peaks, but also the valleys. Because it's often in the valleys, the challenging times, the difficult seasons, that we grow the most. It's there that we develop resilience, discover resources within ourselves we didn't know existed, and forge the character that will sustain us for the rest of our lives. So don't wish away the difficult parts of your journey. Don't resent the challenges. They are making you stronger, wiser, more capable. They are preparing you for the next level. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. None of us succeeds in isolation. We all need guides, companions, supporters. We all need teachers, mentors, friends who believe in us, who challenge us, who help us see possibilities we might miss on our own. So reach out, connect, build a community of growth-minded individuals who are on similar journeys. Share your challenges and your victories. Learn from each other, support each other. Finally, remember that the ultimate measure of your success is not what you accumulate, but what you contribute. It's not about what you get, but what you give. It's not about how well known you become, but how many lives you touch. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing, to know that our lives mattered, that we made a difference, that the world is a little better because we were here. So as you implement these 7 habits, as you take responsibility, learn continuously, set clear goals, master your time, surround yourself with the right people, practice discipline and consistency, and give more than you take, keep that larger purpose in mind. Your success is not just for you. It's for all those whose lives you'll touch. It's for all those you'll inspire, encourage, support, teach, and lead. It's for the legacy you'll leave. Make it a magnificent one. Thank you for your time and attention. I wish you all the best on your journey to extraordinary success.